In this video, I'm gonna talk about how to use science to write brilliant stories. Science is a vast and growing field, and we all love it because of the kind of things that it tells us and about the universe that we live in. We always look at things and say, "Oh, I want to know how it works. Oh, this is amazing." And we are surprised and we want to really learn about it. So it was in me that I saw this thing, that when I used to look at things, especially that people used to ignore, I would really think about it and I would associate a story along with it, and it helps in writing. So where should a person who is beginning in writing, where should he start? Well, the first thing is he needs to learn. He needs to read a lot of books. He needs to have a good observation and a good critique, because all the people who are good visualizers and who have a good way of saying things, they're able to create good stories, good theories as well, and they are even good engineers. So I would say, as you grow up, you need to learn and read a lot of books related to our life, our bodies, the things around us, the nature, the universe, and everything. It really opens up your mind to a lot of things, and it's great. I am a new person in this thing, but I have some great idea and I want to expand on it and I want to work upon it. Taking myself as an example, I would say that the most important thing is to have a basic fundamental unit. We all know we have fundamental units of length, time, and other things like temperature and many more things. So you need to have a fundamental unit for your story. You need to have a base on which you can build it upon. Some stories, they come just by themselves. You don't need to do anything about it. You are just lying down on your couch and suddenly something clicks and you are like, "Oh, this can be a great story." Or maybe sometimes what happens is that while you're walking in the garden or in the park and you see something, and then you associate or relate it with some aspect of your life, and that's how you think about a story, content of the story. So it's very I would say spontaneous process. It doesn't happen like you don't pre-decide it. So you don't have to worry about those things. If you read a lot of books, if you learn a lot of things, and if you have a lot of things around you that motivate you towards building your own storyline, you will not have the problem of having an idea, because it will come by itself, because knowledge is more important than everything. All the good writers all around us and in the past, they all have been good readers. They have read a lot of books and they have internalized those books and then taken some elements out of it and built their own stories. So we have to go beyond that feeling and thinking where we just read books for the sake of reading them. We have to read books to create another books. For example, let me take the theory of relativity by Mr. Einstein. He had a lot of back data with him, the Maxwell's equations, then the Newton's theory of classical mechanics, and many more things, the separate things done in mathematics. He combined all of them and he gave his own theory, which is very successful. Then he gave this general theory of relativity, which is much more successful than all other theories. So he also read a lot of things and he combined them and produced something very beautiful and very elegant that describes our universe in a very proper manner. This is the same with writing. You have to take elements from different people, different authors. That will happen when you read a lot, and then you combine them in a cauldron and mix them up like a spaghetti and come out with a good idea. Now, idea is not enough. Remember, idea is just the basic fundamental unit. You have to create the entire structure, the scaffoldings, the entire building. So, how are you gonna do it? You need a new currency. The currency is time. Why time is important in writing, and why concentration is the most significant thing that can bring magic in your stories. It's because writing is a very uh, isolated process. It's not like you have to talk to 10 people and then you're going to write a few lines, and then you are again doing your course, and you're again coming back to the table and saying, okay, I'm going to write. It's not like that. You have to sit down for 4 or 5 hours, and you may be able to write just 500 words. That's the truth. But the thing is, if you are not concentrating while writing, and if you are not having the time to concentrate, even if you have a good idea, you cannot build upon it. It's a very difficult process, and it requires a lot of flexibility to think and to analyze your story, to see if there are any loopholes. Even all authors, they have loopholes in their stories, because human beings are not error free. They all make errors. Even if you see your draft or manuscript 100 times, somebody else will find a mistake. But still, the process of error finding and process of searching your stories for any mistake is itself take time, and time is the biggest currency you can have while you write. Next thing is that when you have the idea and you have the time, what next? Now, I would talk about the science fiction field. First of all, take those things that are very niche, and also that are sometimes mind-boggling. Like, for example, maybe some mathematical theory about certain surfaces you can take in your story and create a kind of environment or a structure that resembles that particular geometry. So use these little aspects of science. You can use how a honeybee finds its place, how it finds the plants, and how it is able to detect which plant has more nectar than the other one. You can use those quantum principles that these insects use to identify certain sources of energy and put it in your story. You can use high-tech space technology and make a story out of it. And you can use the current artificial intelligence and everything. So it's not that difficult. It is important that you read. You can read up to 50 books in a year and then go on to write. That would make your story more versatile and more diverse than you just not reading and just writing things down. It can work for basic day-to-day stories, like, for example, a basic human struggle, human conflict story. For example, a family is going through some problems, and the person who is writing, he sees that every day, so he can write about these things. But when you are writing a science fiction story, your science should be appropriate and should have 70 to 80% domination over the story, so that people enjoy it and it has the chance to be a good sell. So we have discussed everything. Still, there is one thing, that is the writer's block. How to escape that thing? We all need breaks. We all need to sit down and relax. You can't keep thinking like a machine or a robot all the day. You have to sit down and relax. So it's okay, but don't, if you are not writing, then do the reading stuff. If you are just lying down, you can read about something. You can read about some new research in science, like for example, you can read about protein folding or anything that's new and that's in the trend and that's difficult to understand. You can read about it. You can make a story out of it and present it to the people. So this is how you really make good stories work. As far as people are considered, most of the people usually don't really want to give so much time because it requires a lot of discipline and a lot of reading, and there's also this ambiguity if the story will work or not. Still, I would say the process, just the process of learning is an enlightening process. It's a lifting process. Many people don't realize it because they don't read. A person who is extremely rich and he has an empty brain, he is more depressed, let me tell you, than a person who is not that rich, but he has a brain that functions to its capacity. It may sound weird because a rich guy can afford anything. He can afford doctors and everything. He can't afford the beauty of knowledge if he doesn't want to. So I would say that's why reading is so important in life and in everything. Combining all these things, add a few more factors like how you take the story, how you build human conflict in it, how you make science accessible to the people, not a textbook science. You don't want the people to read your book like a textbook, like a physics textbook, like a covariant physics textbook. You don't want the people to think like that. So try to be more direct and not too hazy so that people understand you really well. I would end this thing here by saying that life is very long. Indulge in things that you love and that you like, and work hard, and don't think about what might come next. Enjoy the process because you never know. Everything can vanish in an instant. So use your brains, use the opportunity to have been given the life of a human on this planet for good purposes and for enlightenment and fulfillment. Thank you.